Beloved Creator of all that is, we are the people on the land and soil on Oregon. We have a right to be free and self-determined, and with both of those come great responsibility. It's a responsibility that may be as much, if not more arduous than being compliant to limited living and following what is determined for us by others. But we choose that responsibility and its challenges. Mistakes may be made, yet in discernment, in valuing one's quality of life and cooperation with equally valuing the lives of others, help comes, cooperation ensues, and generosity is contagious. So with this realization, we call in our divine beloved Creator to guide us in making the best, most righteous decisions and right action. As above, so below. We are here in this abundant garden Creator has entrusted to us. We have been given the miracle of birthing children of God's children. We, as complex social beings, are here to sing and dance and experience the joy of communion, commingling, abundance, and above all, love. Let it be so, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie.
Hi, my name is Charlie White. I'm with the Oregon Statewide General Assembly. We've been working for quite some time, connecting with our sheriffs, or at least trying, to encourage them and actually require them to take a proper oath to the proper constitution with God and the laws of nature included. So this is my first appeal. Where are our sheriffs? Article 3, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs on Oregon. Why? Because our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. It is our county sheriffs that should be there to assist seniors to prevent their eviction from their home and all they possess. It should be our county sheriffs who protect and defend the people from a corrupt court system, rather than ticketing them or supporting the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts. Our sheriffs seem to be avoiding any engagement with us, the people reaching out for a conversation about their refusal to see us. Contact requests are met with cricket sounds. Where are our sheriffs? It is significant that they take a proper oath to the Constitution circa 1859 with its original jurisdiction. It's a necessity. That is to the people rather than to a corporation, and to our Creator, that is, with God included. Such a dejuration, an oath, is needed for there to be remedy in our system of governance. Let's get this ball rolling. It's just taking one of you to make a difference. It gets it started to assist in awakening your colleagues in sheriffdom. Let it be so. To Shelley Hoffman, DAS Risk Management from Ron Vroman, Oregon Statewide General Assembly, dated 3/31/25. A third-party intervention by a clerk from a higher court, the one Supreme Court on Oregon, Article 3, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record, claiming original jurisdiction with Article 7, aka Article 1, Section 1, our Oregon Statewide General Assembly and Social Compact. Notice of intended action. Anthony Devine will petition for a verdict of violation of due process that I am sure will be forthcoming. In common law, our court determines the law and our jury determines the facts. Bouvier, 1856. Therefore, we tried this due process before when Tobias was in Treasury. The verdict was 18 U.S.C. 3571, which set the standard at this level. Each violation is valued at $250,000 for each violation. Tony is going to file one due process violation against Patrolman Andrew Tuttle at OSP, that's the Oregon State Police. Declaration of fact. Anthony Devine is not in your jurisdiction and a claim of cognizance has been filed, a copy of which is available. In this and many other matters of the state versus one of us on the land and soil jurisdiction, the de facto has no authority. We deny Andrew Tuttle's standing, status, venue, law form, and or jurisdiction over the body, mind, spirit, flesh, blood, soul, man or woman with our progeny on Oregon. the state among the several states in our union. When we find one of the three ingredients to detain, arrest, and incarcerate a man in common law missing, it behooves us to call foul, and likewise behooves the state, which employs Leos, to make the correction in favor of the man or woman wrongly accused and fraudulently criminalized. Read Marbury versus Madison. People are free to travel per the original jurisdiction, original Constitution, and Oregon's Constitution, both circa 1859. This failure on the part of the state to honor the correct jurisdiction is what began the numerous citations, the theft of his license plate by the state, the stalking by the state that instead accused him of eluding, subsequent detainment, incarceration under a wrong name, and impoundment of his car. This man has suffered unwarranted financial and emotional harassment and hardship. This must be corrected. Consider these facts. Living testimony in the form of an affidavit of truth properly done becomes a fact in 30 days without rebuttal. We have 6.75 years without rebuttal. We implemented ex parte Milligan, Article 3, 1 Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction, found in Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record. Article 1, Section 1, in original Article 7 jurisdiction, the de jure provisional government on Oregon since November 2022. Signed, sealed, stamped, witnessed, proof of service, published at www.orsja.org, YouTube, Brighteon, and 3 cable TVs on Portland. Phil, Cynthia, Thomas, Laura. That's more than 12 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, Gary. That's 16 people.
Okay. Tony, do you petition the court to ask the jury to find in this matter for you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So
Okay.
I can call names and take a vote from those who, and I'll just make a list as in Tanya's absence. Is that suitable for everyone?
Yes, for me.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. So Bill, do you vote yay or nay to what we just read to for regarding risk management?
I vote yay.
Okay. William. Appel.
Yay.
Laura.
Yay.
Cynthia.
Yay.
Anne.
Yay.
Catherine.
Yay.
Sam.
Yay.
Ron.
I don't think I should do it, and I don't think Tony should vote either.
No, I didn't call on Tony and I won't. Yeah. Brandon.
Yes. Yay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Let's see. Phil
Yay.
Yay.
and Thomas.
Yay.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Bill
10.
voted yes.
Yes, I got that. Gary. Gary, you need to unmute. What is your
Yes,
vote?
yay.
Thank you. Okay. And
Sam and Rod too.
I got Sam. Rod, yes. Go ahead, Rod. Your vote?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's 12, and I'll be the 13th, just as a overage. So that's 13 yays from our petite jury.
Ta-da.
Wow. tomorrow we can write the paper up and send it to her.
Yes, we can.
Motion carried. Good job.
Yeah, get her done. That's awesome, you guys. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good job. Thank you, guys.
you bet. Thank you for your willingness.
Hi, I'm Eric Dover with the Oregon Statewide Journal Assembly, and I have some messages for the Oregon sheriffs. Where are sheriffs? Our Article 3, Amendment 7 Civilian Common Law Court of Record has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs on Oregon. Why? Because our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. It is our county sheriffs that should be there to assist seniors to prevent their eviction from their home and all they possess. It should be our county sheriffs who protect and defend the people from a corrupt court system, rather than ticketing them or supporting the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts. Our sheriffs seem to be avoiding any engagement with us, the people reaching out for a conversation about their refusal to see us. Contact requests are met with cricket sounds. Where are sheriffs? It is significant that they take a proper oath to the Constitution, circa 1859, with its original jurisdiction, that is, to the people rather than to a corporation, to our Creator, that is, with God included. Such a dejuration, an oath, is needed for there to be remedy in our system of governance. Let's get this ball rolling. It just takes one of you to make a difference, to get it started, to assist in awakening your colleagues in sheriffdom. Let it be so.
Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Journal Assembly. I have a piece of paper here. It says, does anyone see this differently? I wrote this 2 years ago, and I went through it the other day and made a bunch of notes on it, and it fits well with what's going on right now. So, when one of the people decides to become a candidate for office, they must comply with the governing law in whatever form there is that they're applying under. That law form has been de facto for the last 161 years coming out of Washington, District of Columbia. De facto is defined as unlawful and illegitimate. And we have Article 7 amended on Oregon, November 8, 1910, that flipped Oregon from one of the several states into a subdivision of the United States of Washington, District of Columbia, Inc. I think all the other states have a similar date. When, I don't know. Each one of them has to find out. Right now, the de facto is allegedly an incorporated state of Oregon, and that was in all caps, or state of Oregon, upper and lower case. That is a subdivision of the United States, Inc. of the District of Columbia, Washington. And then I have here noted an ORS 79.0307, portion 8. The United States is located in Washington, the District of Columbia. That's where it is. We know this by the federal legal documents and the state of Oregon de facto documents. And we know that to vote, one must be a U.S. citizen. Oregon Secretary of State and the county elections clerk verify that. And you cannot, pardon me, and you can even see online when you look at your voter registration. So you got to be a citizen of that, what's left of a 10-mile square, to vote in their elections. How is that valid? I declare this to be a criminal act, intent upon me and every Oregonian, man or woman. Why? Because it means that a man or a woman must legally expatriate from the de jure jurisdiction with all of our God-given rights of a flesh, blood, soul, body, mind, spirit to the all-cap fiction of their name and vote or to be a candidate de facto. Not supposed to be that way. Why is this important? Because it means we have been given over to the state or the corporation and the voting federally since March 1861 on all of the states and territories of the United States circa 1859. That makes it the post-Oregon and prior to secession of South Carolina de facto non-government. It means the men and women with their children have been defrauded by a color of law, benevolent, now turned malevolent, predatory form of martial law since Lincoln's time, federally, a confederation since November 8, 1910 on Oregon. We have had color law. That is a long time to bring forth fraud. Why is it considered fraud? Because our original Constitution was created as common law for the men, women, and children on the land and soil of their state or territory, instead of which was promised, the people think the Constitution of the United States is the Constitution of the United States of America. It is not, and was changed, a coup, you might say, by a small bunch of wealthy entrepreneurs, mostly foreign to America, who saw money to be made on every one of us, and dead or alive, they're nonstop bonding us from birth and continuing with charges, citations, statutes, fees, taxes, penalties, and on and on. I declare that to be a criminal act upon me and every other Oregonian man or woman. The only known solution to martial law / Lieber Code / FEMA is ex parte Milligan. When applied through a civilian common law court of record that has nullified martial law, Lieber Code, and FEMA, as we have on Oregon, with our General Assembly. That starts it. Only sheriffs may be constitutional officers in the de jure, and in the de facto concurrently, but not at the same time. That is, a lawful and legal representative at the same time only when acting in separate jurisdictions in the moment. Pat Garrett is absolutely incorrect. You may not treat everyone the same, legally or lawfully. So says several rulings from SCOTUS. For one, thank you, Richard Mack, who is taking on the ominous task of training sheriffs to be constitutional sheriffs. I made a note here at the bottom. There's a state of being in your mindset. There's a confederation and perpetual union from 1777 to 1860. Then there's the federal de facto color of law from 1861 to now. And then there's the confederation with stars and bars, and I think it's still in effect. I found nothing to cancel it, except on Oregon. We implemented ex parte Milligan. SCOTUS also said that the police are are incorporated entity employees and not public servants for the general public, that they were not required to protect the public. That cannot be constitutionally. Got the paperwork wrong. See Article 1, Section 1, peace, safety, and happiness. Otherwise, we are dealing with the Pinkerton Act, which brings the FBI to mind. Natural rights inherent in people, we declare that all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in right, that all power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness. And they have at all times a right to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such manner as they may think proper. I declare it to be a criminal act on Oregon for police to work for an incorporated entity while violating our own Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution. What about deputy sheriffs? An employee of the incorporated county of Washington, for an example, they must work for an unincorporated sheriff. Read the definition of deputy. Oregon County sheriffs are elected sheriffs with a SCOTUS ruling that must be honored in the de facto state of Oregon and its subdivisions, such as the counties and municipalities, and they must honor their oath and the people. Then they can do statutes and ordinances. This must apply to deputy sheriffs also. De facto and de jure, Black's Law, 6th edition and the 1st edition. It stayed the same. It didn't hardly change at all. And then you look in Black's 11th and the whole thing has changed. And de facto and de jure do not even appear in Bouvier's 1856. So defining what the law is can sometimes be difficult. One can manipulate a martyr, while a living hero may be difficult. Yet they killed Patton, Kennedy, and Pat Tillman. Just saying, fraud vitiates all contracts, partially or completely. All sheriffs hear the bell, and they cannot unring it. 9/11 did not happen according to the official narrative. JFK, RFK, MLK were all murdered, and not in the way it was reported. Donald John Trump broke a promise and did not release the JFK truth. After 50 years, it's still not out. Let's see if it all comes out this time with LBJ and RMN and JHWB. So, you abide with your oath 100%, and if you err, you correct it, not hide it. We fail frequently, correct it, even apologize, then make the next step on our quest to return Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government this year, 2025, and keep it. Those who support evil are evil, unfit for a position of trust. The things we see being done are driven by evil, greed, ego, evil, money, power, and worse. And I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, shot him 3 more times.